The Wichita Public School District raising concerns tonight after a proposed rate hike by Evergy. It's something we've been telling you about for months. Some leaders in the district say the 25% proposed rate hike will hurt teacher retention and recruitment. Cale Chapman talked with the United Teachers of Wichita president about how assigning more funds away from staff could impact them and your students.
Wichita President Katie Warren says if Evergy were to raise rates, staff budgets could suffer. Evergy has requested a 25% increase for educational customers in central Kansas.
Teachers usually get a couple $100s for the whole year, and on average teachers spend about $1,000 just out of their own pocket to pay for things for the classroom. So when rates go up or when there's unexpected costs, obviously those budgets go down, more money comes out of our teachers' pockets.
Another challenge, Warren says, that could become more difficult is recruitment.
Being in an urban area, we have a lot more challenges in Wichita. We have a lot more homelessness, more poverty. We need to be able to attract highly qualified teachers here.
Wichita Public Schools CFO Susan Willis says that the district has almost 200 paraprofessional openings, 55 special education teacher openings, and 125 other teacher and support staff vacancies. She says the district spends more than $8.5 million on electricity a year. Willis says higher costs could exacerbate these challenges, ultimately resulting in the mothballing of our school buildings, which cannot be maintained. Warren says Wichita schools try to recruit new teachers with their benefits package and salary, but openings are already hard to fill because of competition from other surrounding school districts.
Any increase to our bills would then impact that ability to keep those health insurance costs down, keep the costs of our like retention bonuses or recruitment bonuses for teachers.
If Wichita schools lose their ability to be competitive in recruitment, Warren says it could lead to teachers taking on larger class sizes.
Having smaller class sizes definitely helps emotionally and academically our students. If they can't afford to hire more teachers because they have to pay more towards energy costs, then we would obviously, that would cause larger class sizes.
In Wichita, Cale Chapman, 12 News.
Tonight, an Evergy spokesperson says, quote, Evergy is conscious of the impact of rate increases for all types of customers. In Kansas, our rates have remained flat since 2017, and our request is well below the rate of inflation since our last rate review. Evergy rate increases is expected to be voted on by the Kansas Corporation Commission in late December.